Hi, my name's Lawrence, and I'm making this video from Ipswich, in the Suffolk region of England, and the date is the 31st of March 2020. The reason I'm making this video is purely because I believe we're witnessing history in the making. This is like a huge event. This is the biggest threat that humans are faced for many decades. So I believe we're witnessing history in the making here. So I'm really just making this just to kind of document, I guess you could say, as it stands at the moment. I've written this down. Globally, there's 780,000 total cases, 37,000 dead across the world. Here locally in the UK, there's currently 25,150 cases, 1,651 dead in total across the UK. 367 have died in 24 hours, and here in Suffolk, at the time I'm making this, there's 100 recorded cases in Suffolk. I believe they don't test for coronavirus unless you're actually in hospital, which means there's already 100 people already hospitalised with coronavirus in Suffolk. So there's already quite a lot of beds taken up. Well, we're now under full lockdown. We have been for a good few days now. I think it was like what are we now? I think it's been a few days anyway. I can't remember the exact date, but we've been on full. The UK's been in full lockdown for a while now, and there are still some people about, but they're mostly like what they call essential workers. Only people who have very good reason, who can't work from home, are out and about. But apart from that, everywhere's kind of dead. All the shops are shut up, and Ipswich is like a ghost town in a way. But I'll show you that. I'll show you that in a little while. As you probably are aware, the virus has a long incubation period of up to 2 weeks or even more. And I'm going to be quite honest. I'm quite worried that I've picked the virus up already and I don't know it yet. And because I have pre-existing health conditions, you see. I have mild asthma, and I also have a heart condition called atrial fibrillation, which is a form of arrhythmia. And even though the virus attacks the lungs, if your lungs are struggling to take in air, it's going to put a lot of pressure on the heart, and if you have arrhythmia, that can cause serious problems. It's a form of heart disease. So I'm basically I'm not like super high risk category, but I'm definitely more vulnerable to the disease than like a normal healthy person. And that's quite scary, because we're now seeing a lot of young people with no health conditions at all dying from this. Because at first, we were told, at first we were told it's only like the flu, maybe not even as bad. The flu kills much more people per year, and it's only old people dying, old people in their 70s plus with pre-existing health conditions. But as time has gone on, we've heard more and more of young people dying with no pre-existing health conditions. And now it seems to be killing like all sorts of people. So it seems to have kind of got worse the closer it's got to your doorstep, I guess you could say. And that's quite, I find that quite scary. And because, as I said, it has a long incubation period, so I worry every day that I'm infected already, and it could hit me at any moment. And the idea of not being able to breathe, is quite terrifying. I really do worry all the time, and it's possible that I could die from it, I'm hoping in some weeks or months to come that I can look back on this video and just see it as a bad experience that I survived, but it's possible that I might not survive. You know, I it does worry me. You know, because it attacks the lungs and causes viral pneumonia. And you know, it's very possible that I could experience symptoms within the next 24 hours, and you know, I might not make it out. I know it sounds kind of negative, but it's not impossible. But I'm fairly optimistic. You know, it's not all bad. It still has quite a high. It has a very high survival rate, in fact. And I've heard that some cases are starting to drop in the UK because of self-isolation measures being followed. So that's some good news. And I'm hoping that that's a trend that will continue, because obviously we want to see the end of this, you know, and you know, for the lockdown to finish, and so we can go back to our jobs and our normal lives, basically. But yeah, it's got a high survival rate and cases do seem to be dropping. And pandemics has never lasted long throughout history. They always tend to burn out quite fast. So I'm very optimistic that, provided we all follow lockdown measures and you know, be sensible, that we can get out of this. But I think there is a very high risk that I've got the virus, because I've been forced to go into town and do shopping. I've been using buses to get to work. I mean, I could have picked the virus up on the bus, and I work in a crowded office, so I mean, I could have picked it up then and just not experienced symptoms yet, so I could potentially be a dead man walking for all I know. I know it sounds morbid, but that's the reality of it. But obviously I'm hoping that's not the case. But yeah, anyway, so that's the situation as it stands. So anyway, I'm now going to show you some footage of Ipswich during lockdown, where there's basically no people about, and yeah, I'm now going to show you some footage of Ipswich. Okay, so this is what Ipswich Town looks like at the moment on Saturday the 28th of March during the pandemic lockdown. And as you can see, it's virtually dead. All the shops and restaurants are closed up. Everything's shut. As I'll show you here, it's all closed up. I'm just going to walk into town. Now this would normally be packed with people because of the virus pandemic. It's basically a ghost town. See, everything's shut. There we go. Yeah. There is some people about doing vital things like getting shopping, getting some daily exercise. So it's not completely dead. But everything is all shut and locked down. Something's going on around here. It looks like they're disinfecting the town. food stores are still open, but that's it. So you got Waitrose still open, but that's because it's an essential place. Over here, dead. And this would normally be a packed, busy town, full of people. All dead, look. I mean, yeah, you got a vehicle there, a couple of people straggling about, but that's it. Everything else is shut and locked down. I think that was shut anyway, to be honest. Closed up, see. Global pandemic. I've got a few people here. I don't want to film with them without permission though. As you can see, there's a guy wearing a fake protective face mask. All closed, all shut. I think I'm going to stop filming now because I think you get the idea. But yeah, that's the situation.